Talk Sports Matters on SEM TV. Stay with us.
Sensational, absolutely sensational, sensational, and Stadium is The All Blacks press forward with a driving run. White 5 for 3, it's good, a huge shot. The puck drops in this gold medal game. The puck drops in this gold medal game.
So Brazil and Japan meet in the 2026 FIFA World Cup round of 32 in Houston, with the winner advancing to the round of 16 to face the winner of Norway versus Ivory Coast. Germany and Paraguay meet in the 2026 World Cup round of 32, with the place in the last 16 also on the line. The winner is scheduled to face the winner of the France versus Sweden tie. The Netherlands will be in action in the early hours of Tuesday. They got Morocco to worry about. Of course, it's a round of 32 class as well as the ongoing Mundial, with a place in the round of 16 very much at stake. Both teams arrive in strong form after impressive group stage campaigns. That's how we welcome you to Sports 360, the World Cup edition, right here on SEM TV. I'm that maybe not the voice you trust, and that major you probably need. They call me Rex Patrick the Locker, that homeboy that's never at home. I look around 247-365. I'm your host and guide. Now let's get to it already. But just so you know, the show is interactive. You can be part of the discourse by calling the phone lines, all right, displayed on your screen. Yeah, so you can be part of the discourse, and that's 0913 285 8137. That's 0913 285 8137. All right. Let's get into it already. We look at the first game coming up at exactly 6 p.m. Nigerian time and UK time, and that's an encounter pitting the Seleção of Brazil and the Socceroos of Japan. Now, Brazil and Japan meet in a round of 32 clash in Houston, Texas, with both the winner of the encounter advancing to the round of 16 of the tournament to face the winner of Norway versus Ivory Coast. Just so you know, Brazil entered the knockouts stage encounter as one of the tournament favorites after finishing top of their group following an opening draw. They found the rhythm. That was with a convincing victories driven by a potent attack featuring Vinicius Jr. and strong tactical organization under that man Carlo Ancelotti. You know, Ancelotti has emphasized that knockout football requires mind, heart, and a clear idea, highlighting the importance of composure as the stakes rises going into that very one. Of course, he's a serial winner when it comes to knockout competitions. He's won the UEFA Champions League numerous times with Real Madrid. He also won with Rossoneri, talking about AC Milan as a player and also as a coach. So, Japan arrived with plenty of confidence. The Samurai Blue progressed unbeaten from a difficult group and have continued to demonstrate the discipline, fast transition, and of course that has made them one of Asia's strongest national teams. Players such as Ayase Ueda, Daishi Kamada, and Daisen Maeda have all contributed goals during the tournament so far, and are expected to bring their A game into this very encounter against the Seleção of Brazil. Let's talk about some key tactical battle. The match pits Brazil's individual flair and attacking depth against Japan's organized pressing and quick counter-attacks. If Brazil dominates possession and creates space for Vinicius Jr., they should control the game. Japan's best chance is to stay compact defensively, force turnovers, and exploit transitions with their pace. Now, there are some storylines to look at or consider going into the game. There's a deeper historical connection between these teams. Brazil football has had a major influence on the development of the Japanese game since the launch of the J-League the J League, yeah, with with Brazilian players and coaches helping shape the growth of the Japanese league. Japan now sees this as an opportunity to prove it can overcome one of its footballing inspirations of the biggest stage on the biggest stage tonight. So the question is, will they make it count? For the Seleção of Brazil, they are deserved favorites thanks to their superior depth and of course knockout experience. But Japan have now shown they can trouble any elite opponents whatsoever. Most tactically, they go into this one as the better of the two. But interesting times. The question is, can they make it count? Can they absolutely? Can they stun the Brazilians tonight? Can they really stun the Brazilians tonight? Do they have enough in the tank to deliver? Most tactical models give Brazil roughly 58% chance of winning in normal time, while also suggesting there's a significant possibility the match could require extra time. This has the feel of one of the most intriguing round of 32 ties because the contrast in styles is so sharp ahead of this one. Now, for Brazil's likely approach, they are expected to dominate possession with a 4-3-3 or a flexible 4-2-3-1. The emphasis is on quick switches of play to stretch Japan's compact defensive shape. One-on-one situation saw Vinicius Junior on the left flank. Fullbacks providing width while the midfield controls the tempo. Aggressive pressing immediately after losing the ball to prevent Japanese counter-attacks. So for Japan's game plan, Japan really panic without the ball. Instead, they'll likely stay organized in two compact defensive lines. Allow Brazil possess in less dangerous areas. Break quickly through the wings after winning the ball. Press selectively rather than continuously. And conserving energy for transitions. Brazil could decide the match for what it's worth. And that's because Vinicius Junior, Brazil's biggest attacking threat, he's in the conversation. His pace against Japan's right side could be absolutely decisive going into the game tonight. Another player is Matheus Cunha. Intelligent movement between defenders and an eye for goal is key for the Manchester United forward. Brazil midfield is also key. The ability to control possession will determine whether Japan can launch counter-attacks. Now, let's look at the Japanese team going into the game. Ayase Ueda. He's a clinical finisher who needs very low chances. Dyson Maeda. Relentless pressing and explosive pace on the breaks. On the break is something to look forward to tonight. Daichi Kamada. He's absolutely creative. His creative link between midfield and attack who can exploit spaces behind Brazil midfield, and that would be really key for the Japanese side going into the game. So you just might be wondering, where will the game really go? Absolutely. So don't forget, you can be part of the discourse. Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's a good time to have it right here on Sports 360. I can hear. Go on. I can hear you. Go on. Okay, so you may have to try to call me back if you can. Try to call back, all right? And mind you, the numbers are displayed on the screen. Try to call in if you can. Let's know your take. Can Japan stun Brazil tonight?
Hello.
I can hear. Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
Hello. Good to have you join us.
I can hear Amadi. I can hear Victor.
Hello. I can't hear you clear. I can't hear you. I can hear you clearly, but you can't hear me. Obviously, you may have to call back, right? All right. Try calling back if you can. So now, this is a knockout match. Brazil against Japan. Knockout matches are often decided by corners and free kicks, especially if the game remains level after an hour. So, possible match scenarios includes Brazil early goal. The match could open up, forcing Japan to attack and creating even more spaces for Brazil. A goalless draw after 60 minutes is also on the cards. Japan's confidence would grow, and the possibility of extra time would become increasingly realistic. So that's another possible approach to the game for the Japanese side. Now, the Japanese side could score first, and if that happens, Brazil would likely commit more players forward, making the match much more open and absolutely entertaining. So the prediction is Brazil have got a greater depth, more experience in knockout football, and match winners capable of producing moments of brilliance. Japan, however, have got consistency. They've consistently shown they can compete with elite teams and are disciplined enough to frustrate favorites. A realistic expectation is that Brazil will make this one. A possible win, for Brazil, a Brazil win is about 55 to 60%. A possible win for Japan is about 20 to 25% going into the game tonight. All right, so extra time / penalties can't be ruled out, and the possible chance for that is about 20 to 25%. Okay, now I think we got a call. Let's try to get this one. Thanks for joining us. Who's there? Hello, good to have you join us. Hello, welcome. Good to have you join us. Hello, can you hear me? I'm really straining to hear. You just may have to call back if you can. Now, hello, can you hear me? Okay, now let's move on to the predicted outcome between the game between Brazil between Brazil and Japan. A possible 2-1 for Brazil is what the bookmakers are saying for the most part. A win by a yard, with Brazil advancing after a closely contested affair. For the want of time, we move on to the next game, and that's an encounter between Germany and Paraguay. The time for that encounter is 9:30 p.m. Nigerian time, and of course UK time as well. So it's a knockout match. It's expected to go down the wire. Germany and Paraguay, they meet in the round of 32 as well, with a place in the last 16 on the line. The winner is scheduled to face the winner of France versus Sweden. So Germany enter as clear favorites after winning Group E. They opened the tournament with convincing victories over Curacao and Ivory Coast before we 2-1 defeats to Ecuador in a match that came after qualification had already been secured. Despite that setback, Ole Nagelsmann's side has impressed with its attacking quality, led by creative stars such as Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz, while Kai Havertz remains a key threat in front of goal. Their main concern has been occasional defensive lapses. Occasional defensive lapses, and that's one area that needs to be corrected, to be worked on going into the game tonight. So Paraguay reached the knockout stage as one of the best top-placed teams after a disciplined group campaign. Their strength has been defensive organization and resilience, but they've created relatively few scoring chances, meaning they're likely to rely on a compact shape and counter-attacks against Germany. Yeah, I think we got another call. Who's here? Good to have you join us. Hello? Are you there? Oh, well, you may have to try to call us back if you can. All right, so reach out for the numbers displayed on your screen and then try to call back. Hello, who's here? Hello, thanks for joining us. Okay, well, yeah, I can hear. Thanks for joining us. Can you hear me? Well, you just may have to call back, all right? Call the numbers, try to reach out. The numbers are displayed on your screen. And don't forget, you can also get through to us via YouTube, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and of course X, that's formerly Twitter. All right? At SEMTV Plus is how you get through to us via social media. At SEMTV Plus, be sure to find us, hit the like button, and send in your thoughts or contribution. Let's have a taken right here. Okay, now let's tell you that there are some key tactical battle to consider going into the game between Germany and Paraguay. The Germans will aim to dominate possession and create chances through Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz between the lines. Paraguay's objective will be to stay compact, frustrate Germany, and capitalize on set pieces to quick transitions. If Germany scores early, if the Germans get to score first, the game could open up significantly. So, without taking sides, Germany have got the stronger squad, greater attacking depth, and more experience in pressure knockout matches. Paraguay are capable of making the contest quite difficult, but most analysts expect Germany to progress to the round of 16. This matchup is fascinating because it pits one of the tournament's favorites against one of the most disciplined underdogs, so long as the World Cup 2026 is concerned. Now let's look at the Germans' game plan. Before then, let's see if we can get this call. Hello, who's there? Thanks for joining us. Hello, can you hear? Well, you may have to call back, all right? So now, going forward, for Germany, they are expected to line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, looking to dominate possession from the first whistle. Their biggest strengths are midfield creativity. That's because Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz excel at finding space between the lines and creating chances. Quick wing play is another key area for the German side. They are likely to stretch defenses, before cutting the ball back into dangerous area. High pressing is another key area for the Germans. Julian Nagelsmann's team often tries to win the ball back within seconds of losing it, preventing opponents from launching counterattacks. For Paraguay, let's look at their approach. Paraguay are likely to engage Germany in an open contest. Instead, expect them to defend with two compact bands of players, stay patient and frustrate Germany for long periods. Attack mainly through counterattacks and, of course, set pieces going into the game tonight. And they'll also try to capitalize on any German defensive mistakes. Some key players to watch include, for Germany, Jamal Musiala. He's been absolutely outstanding. He's an outstanding dribbler who can unblock or unpack defenses. Let's get to this call before we move on. Hello, who's here? Good to have you join us. Hello, thanks for joining us. Okay, well, try to call us back. Hello, who's here?
Yes, my name is Iman.
I'm struggling to hear. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, I can barely hear you, but I can hear you.
Okay, are you there? Okay, you may have to call back, all right? Try to call back. I get your name is Emmanuel. Try to call back, all right? So now some players to watch. I told about Jamal Musiala, and that's because he's a really good dribbler. Florian Wirtz is another player to watch going into the game between Germany and Paraguay. He's a creative playmaker capable of deciding through balls. Watch out for Kai Havertz as well. His intelligent movement inside the penalty area makes him Germany's primary scoring threat. For Paraguay, they got some players to watch. Paraguay's jobs will largely rest on a disciplined defensive unit and the ability of their attacking players to make the most of limited opportunities on the break. They are unlikely to create many chances, so efficiency will be crucial. Now, this is what could decide the match. An early German goal. These would force Paraguay to abandon their defensive setup, creating more spaces for Germany. Set pieces are also very key. Paraguay could, threaten from corners and free kicks, an area where Germany has occasionally looked very vulnerable. Patience is another virtue. If the Germans become frustrated by a low block, the match could stay close deep into the second period. Now, possible prediction is, on paper, Germany have the stronger squad, greater depth, and of course more attacking quality. Paraguay have got enough organization to make life difficult, but sustaining that over 90 minutes against Germany will be a major challenge. So it's a possible win for Germany. 2-0. First goal scorer most likely Jamal Musiala. Player to watch, Florian Wirtz. If Germany advances to the round of 16, they'll face the winner of France versus Sweden in the round of 16, a significant tougher test. Now let's look at the last match, the Netherlands against Morocco. So it's actually an encounter to look forward to tonight. It sure will be a salmon sandwich of a football match. That's if there's anything like that. The Netherlands against, Morocco round of 32 clash is one of the standout fixtures of the 2026 World Cup knockout stage, with a place in the round of 16 at stake. Both teams arrive in strong form after impressive group stage campaigns. The question is, who comes up tops? Now, Netherlands top Group F after defeating Sweden and Tunisia, and the drill with Japan. Ronald Koeman's side has been one of the tournament's highest scoring teams, combining attacking quality with experienced leadership. Now let's see if we can grab this call before we move on. Hello, who's there? Thanks for joining us. Hello, who's there? Good to have you join us. I can't hear you. I can barely hear. Now let's move on. Now, Morocco finished second in Group C behind Brazil, remaining unbeaten with wins over Scotland and Haiti, plus a draw against the Seleção of Brazil. They continue to build on the defensive resilience and tactical discipline that made them semi-finalists that was at the 2022 edition of the tournament. But what's it like going into the game against Netherlands tonight? Can they stand the downside, the Oranje? What's it like? Players like Ashraf Hakimi, the players to watch, Brahim Diaz, Ismail Saibari, and young midfielder Ayoub Bouadi. They are expected to play key roles for the Moroccan side. But what's it like? Only time will tell. Anyways, you know what? We can't really go further. We just have to step aside. But you know what? I'll leave you with something quite remarkable. I tell you, for the most part. Yeah? Something quite amazing from the previous editions of the Mundial. Alright? From 2010 down to 2022. Yeah? I'm talking about the best ever FIFA World Cup goals. And that's from 2010 to 2022. Stay woke, get talented, and be inspired. I remain Danny Mino, the voice you trust and that mirror you probably need. They call me Rex Patrick the Locker. Enjoy. Bye for now.
And now, time to talk sports matters on SEM TV. Stay with us.
Sensational, absolutely sensational. Sensational. And Stadium is rocked. The All Blacks press forward with a driving run. White 5 for 3, it's good. A huge shot. The puck drops in this gold medal game.